Hey there, Jake, it's Tree. Here we are at the Tanny's house. So here's one of the beams and columns that we did, a huge pile of dirt from our excavation here. As we're looking on this exterior wall, you can see that right here is that old wood framed wall that's under this beam, and it comes back to the point that it comes in and on this column pad right here, which has like a 2x on the top of it, and the beam is resting. From there to the right there, it transitions to CMU. You can see the CMU in there, right there. So what I am trying to do now is, obviously, here's, these elevations. This dirt is way up on the inside of their basement, and it's got all this shit on it. There's the bottom of the floor structure above and the joists above. That bearing beam coming across, and it's the same thing. This whole house was just built on piers. There was no basement, so they dropped down these basement walls, which are basically floating and hung from above. So what we've done is we can rip out these walls and not affect the structure, of course. So we just took out the interior walls and dug our trench down there, as you can see. Now on the right hand side of this, we're tying in, here's the CMU pier, and as you can see, I've undermined the shit out of this existing pier right there, but I'm coming back into it and tying back into it with our new CMU wall. So here's the footer. Footer is, basically 8x8x16. Comes out about 5 feet from this corner to where it interfaces right here in this corner, where the exterior wall is. And then it runs about 16 feet over to this corner, and then turns and ties back in with this pier. Now the elevation is like, from the bottom of the joists here is like about 8 feet from the top of that pier to the bottom of this beam. It's actually a little less, maybe 7 feet from the top of this pier to the bottom of this beam. And then as we're cruising over here, from the bottom of the beam to the bottom of the trench down there, I don't quite have a handle on what that is, but I can measure it. And then we've got a tie in here. So this is what's going on, man. I mean, my plan is to pour this footer. We'll put verticals coming out, and we'll put reinforcement in the footers with chair rail, 2 rows of horizontals, and then we'll come with L's that are laid out inside the cells of the CMU, and the L's will be like, I don't know, every 3 feet on center or something like that, that will stick them up. They'll be sticking up for, like, I don't know, 3 feet out of, they'll be sticking up about 3 feet out of the footer, and then when we overlap and come up, we'll overlap the new bars that we tie in vertically. We'll overlap 2 feet from the embed to the new bar and tie it up. We'll stack our blocks. What I'm going to do is, once the footer's poured and rebar's sticking up, I'm going to start in this corner and in this corner, stacking and interlacing my corners. And then I'll work the middle in, and I'll work it out towards the edge over here. One of my questions is specifically, how do I tie in the edge of my new CMU wall to the edge of that? If there is a way, or if it matters, let me know what you think. What kind of lateral reinforcement do I need? When I said it was 10 feet before, that's way too much. So I need to get a little bit more design going for you so that we can look at what the actual numbers are. But here is the video. You know what I'm looking at and what I'm up against. This obviously is on the side of this gigantic hill going down to the river, and it's all falling off really hard. I don't know what else you want to look at in this, but all right, that's what I got for you. So, I mean, obviously, we're trying to retain, on the right side of this, we're retaining the hill coming, that's sloping down into the house. So this section of this wall is retaining the interior of the house and the exterior on the driveway side. I'm gonna walk over there and just give you one more look. I'll give you a shot from back here real quick so that you understand. I mean, this is this huge pile of dirt and what's going on. Obviously support there, back to support there. This new wall only goes to the edge of that plywood and 2x4 that we're looking at there. And then I need to come back with a landscaped retaining wall around here, but that's a separate project for right now. So that's that view. And now, as I'm coming back over, I'm going to give you, this is this view of this project. And that's about it. All right, I'm going to shoot you out a detail and we'll go from there. Bye.